Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. So, I guess London updates ahoy. A couple of days ago was the first day that I ever got abused in the street with threats of violence and all that sort of thing, so that was good. And today I'm off to Brighton for the first time to go to a trans pride for the first time. So I'm kind of excited about that, but first I'm wandering through these quiet back streets on the hunt for coffee. Hopefully I can find some, otherwise it's going to be a very uncomfortable trip. What a cute area I found myself in. The London Bridge station is just over there, and just behind the hustle and bustle of that space is this cute little area which on the one hand seems a little bit scary and intimidating to be wandering around in, but got quite a nice coffee from an organic coffee place a few minutes walk away from the Starbucks and Neros of the world, and hopefully it's just as good. Anyway, I'll tell you a little bit about this abuse story. So every evening after dinner I like to go for a stroll at around 6:30, 7 o'clock. And I went about strolling around, and then on my way back I decided I needed something sweet. So I wanted to walk along the South Bank, which, if you don't know, is a fairly busy but also quite a nice stretch of street. Actually, I recorded a video there not so long ago. Loads of people around, broad daylight. Some guy just starts shouting transphobic nonsense at me, so I told him to go F himself, which is probably not the greatest idea, but glad that I did. To which he started threatening me with violence. This was all incredibly upsetting, as you can imagine. It was the first time this had happened to me anywhere. In broad daylight, in a crowded space, surrounded by people. Obviously nobody came to my support or rescue. So it was really, really upsetting. But I mean, the good thing is, I had a chat with one of my colleagues. She really brought me back down to earth. Spoke with Carolina, of course, as well. That really helped. Had a little chat with a couple other people. And I mean, I suppose it's easy to let one bad experience colour your mood. And I did. It certainly did. Yesterday I was still kind of gloomy. But today I'm feeling a lot better. And as you can see, I am not hiding who I am based on this one experience. It won't define me. I'm not going to be a victim about this, but I'm talking about it. So maybe you think I'm claiming victimhood or something. I don't know, whatever. But whatever. Anyway, so that's that. I'm on my way to Brighton. I'm going to go find my train. I will see you either on the train or in Brighton, depending on my mood. So we have arrived in Brighton. I have no idea where I'm going because this is my first time here. First impressions? It is definitely by the sea. And it's definitely a very British seaside town as well. It's got that sort of slightly down at heel. Heyday was back in the, I'm gonna say 30s, 40s, something like this. Past its best, but it certainly retains some of that kind of British seaside flavour. If you're looking for that, come to Brighton. There's a pier over there. I'm going to head in that direction, and then I'm going to start wandering towards where all of the festivities for today are supposed to take place. It's quite a pleasant day. I've got my scarf on, as you can see. It's a little bit chilly. I think I'll take it off eventually. There are some fish and chip places just there, so I might be treating myself to some fish and chips later today. We'll see. I'm feeling good about what today's going to bring. Okay, I've made it onto the beach. You might be able to hear some crunching. That's because we are dealing with a very, very sturdy beach here in Brighton. how about that for some traditional British seaside fare? We've got deck chairs, we've got merry-go-rounds, we've got this giant pier over here. All that's missing are some old people with handkerchiefs on their heads, fully dressed apart from rolling up their trousers slightly to their knees. This is such a British seaside adventure. It's wild. I'm so happy that I came here. And I've only just arrived. I've got a few hours to spend here, so I'm looking forward to seeing what I see here. What I see, haha, pun intended. Well, this is interesting. I didn't actually expect to come across this building, but check this place out. This is such an interesting building. I've seen it in pictures, and now I'm here in real life. And I just discovered it by pure chance. That's how tourism goes, I guess. I know that there are some people who say that they don't need to go to Pride, or they maybe feel that we don't need it, full stop, but there's something so remarkable about being in a space where I'm not alone anymore. And that's something I've talked about before on this channel, is how lonely, how exposing it can all become. And being in a space where suddenly I'm part of a larger group, it means a lot. It really does. And so, yeah, I'm really happy to be coming to these kinds of events. I'm really grateful that I have this opportunity. Today's my day off, and I get to come down and check it out and be part of the throng. And I'm looking forward to walking alongside all of my brothers and sisters in arms, and non-binaries as well, of course. Yeah, it does mean a lot to me. And yeah, we'll see how the event itself goes. Oh my god, I just met a subscriber. That's wild. So here I am in the middle of the trans rights march in Brighton. It's amazing. It's so amazing to be surrounded by so many people. It's so rewarding. It's exactly what I wanted it to be. And meeting a subscriber. Hi, my one solitary Brighton subscriber is certainly the icing on the cake. Thank you so much.
All straight, all straight, all straight, all straight.
So that's the end of the march. I have to say it was better than I expected. And you know, I had fairly high expectations. The scale of the event was remarkable. I mean, I guess I'm relatively used to Pride events in Warsaw, and they're pretty large as far as I can tell, but this was huge, and just for trans rights as well. It was amazing. There were some speeches at the start which were very emotional. And walking around the streets of Brighton was quite something as well. We managed to shut down a lot of the roads. Buses and cars were stuck for, I expect, quite some time. And the sense of solidarity and togetherness was just amazing. It was so great just to be in a place, as I said, where I'm just part of a crowd, and that's something that I really miss. I was thinking about this the other day. It's one thing that I probably miss about my former life is just that sense of being, or at least being perceived as being just like anybody else. And now, I mean, I think this was something that really came to my mind after the abuse incident, was that I don't get to have that anymore. I don't get to just be a kind of person in the crowd, and that's something that I miss. I miss being able to just kind of, I mean, I know that I can do this. It's kind of a me problem, I guess. I miss just being able to throw on a random pair of shorts and a t-shirt and just head out and be treated normally. There's so many seagulls here and they are enormous. Can you see this? Seagull is so big. Or she's so big, they're so big, whatever. That seagull is so big. It's been a really nice day so far, and I still have a couple of hours until I need to get my train back. It's also nice being in a town where there are so many other trans people. It's like just walking around and there's just another one and another one, and there's so many trans people with so many different bodies, and it's just great. Everyone is beautiful. Each one of these brothers and sisters and non-binaries of mine, it's great to see them around, and I hope they know how happy they make me to see them here and there. I think now that I'm sitting here reflecting on things on the beach, that nothing really demonstrates the impact that transitioning has had on my mental health more than the last few days. So, as I said at the start of this video, I was abused in the street, and it cut me to my core. I don't think I've cried that hard after that for years. I don't know, it just absolutely devastated me. It scared me. It made me question so many things about my safety, about the way I present myself and go about the world. And now here I am sitting on a beach, kind of without a care in the world. I'm just enjoying the afternoon. And pre-transition, something like that would have been that upsetting would have sent me on a spiral for months even, perhaps. And here I am, I've rebounded, and I'm back to my calm, positive self within several hours even. And I owe that to transitioning. And there was somebody at the march who was holding a sign saying transitioning made them feel alive, and that's so true. And looking around at the faces of people in the crowd, people who have found pride in claiming their identities, claiming their lives, taking control of themselves, choosing love for themselves. It was just really nice to be part of that. I really enjoyed that. Okay, so the day is now winding down. I'm heading back to the train station to return to London. Unfortunately, I was only in Brighton for several hours, not a few hours. I was here for a bit. One last glimpse of this. Is it called the Royal Pavilion? I think I'd know, but alas, no idea. So what are my final conclusions? Because I'm going to start rounding this video off. I do have to make some conclusions. So first of all, Brighton as a place, it seems really nice. As I said at the start, it's got that sort of down at heel seaside charm to it, which is It's nice, I guess. But I'll tell you something though, it is full of summer schools and hen parties. It's almost everywhere you look, you see Italian teenagers and drunken women, which is, I guess that's nice. I would absolutely come back to visit on another occasion where maybe I can just chill out a little bit more and rest my feet. Did actually have quite a nice dinner. I had beef rendang and roti canai. Absolutely delicious and very spicy. Loved it. So I could come back and have that, although I suppose I should have fish and chips at the beach. And what are my conclusions of the Trans Pride Festival event itself? Well, you can hear the party is still going on the, whatever the name of this place is. It was everything really. It was a celebration, it was a protest, it was a taking over of Brighton. It was amazing. We were shouting, noisy, we took over the streets and we let everybody know that we were here and we were going nowhere. And we were going there very slowly. It was a really good day. I do have a couple of things that I would like to mention that are maybe slightly less positive. First of all, I found that the whole event seemed incredibly inclusive. All of the speeches had sign language translators, making it possible for people who were deaf or hard of hearing to follow what the speakers were saying. And I think the same was true for the performances and so on later on. But goodness gracious, so many dawdlers here. I do have to say that as inclusive as it was, there was a lot of disability, people with disabilities represented there as well. It was a very monochromatic event, let's say. It was interesting to see how few people of colour there were. There were some, I'm not saying it was totally white, but I feel that maybe some of our trans people of colour, brothers and sisters and non-binaries, could have been better represented. And I would have much preferred to be there with somebody. Carolina, of course, isn't here with me, and it would have been nice to have some kind of actual known community that I was there with. But I don't mind that. I don't mind a bit of me time being there sort of individually, but I certainly didn't feel like I was alone or by myself, given how many people there were there with me and I was alongside. So yeah, a wonderful, wonderful trip, and I really look forward to going again at some point, hopefully next year. I hope that you are all doing well. If you have been to any Pride events yourself, I hope that you have enjoyed them too. And I'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.